a series of video which will include Excel from basics till advanced. This is class 1 of that series. Welcome to PivoTED. In this video, I will talk about Excel tables and how it is different from normal tables, some prerequisites, some of the thumb rules that we need to follow while creating a table, lookup functions, which is VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. So let's start. So when we talk about Excel tables, the first thing that comes in our mind is something like this: a header, some content in each and every columns. The first thing that we need to keep in mind, and this is the first prerequisite or the first condition, is that whenever we make a table, whenever we create a table, there should not be anything touching from any of the sides. For example, if we include these two cells and let's drag it here. Now these two cells are the exceptions. These are not relevant to this particular table. But now since these particular cells are touching this table, whenever we start working on this table, these two cells will also get included. So to avoid this situation, always keep in mind that there should not be anything touching from any of the sides. Now, second thing that we need to keep in mind while creating a table is that the header should have a different format than its content. For example, let's say there is this table. A table can also have one column. So there is this table which contains all the name of students. Okay. So for us, for a human being, we can understand by seeing that this is the header and this is the content of this header. Now, how will Excel understand that this is the header? Since all these content have similar data type, which is character. So what is differentiating the header from its content? So for that, we can just make it bold. Now Excel will understand that this is a header and this is the content of that header, and this is a complete table. Now let's talk about static and dynamic tables. Now as you can see, this table have all the list of employees and the sales that they have generated throughout 1 year. Now our task is to find out how much sales has been generated by all these employees collectively. Now to find out the summation of all these sales, we will use sum function. So it will start with equals to sum, and you can see all these functions getting populated here in the list. So you take the one which you need. So I'll need sum, so I'll press tab button. Now it will ask you what are all the numbers that you want to add. So I'll take out all the numbers by dragging it. Now you can see here that it is included. Let's close this one. So as you can see, it includes B2 colon B16. B2 is the identity of this particular cell. Okay, so this is B2 and then column B16. B16 is this one. So column means from B2 till B16, take all the numbers and sum it up and give me the number. Now why I am calling this again and again that this is a static table is that whenever we want to add or modify some details in here, for example, let's say there is this new employee came in. Okay, let's say his name is ABC and he generated some 100 crore of revenue. Okay, now problem is, as soon as you type the number here, this is not getting reflected here. This should also get reflected. Okay, so this is the limitation of a static table. Now let's make this table dynamic. I'll copy this. Let's paste it here. Now, first thing that you need to do is select any cell in the table, not outside but inside. Make sure there is nothing touching from any of the side and go to insert tab. You will find this option called table. and when you click this option, this new dialog box will open up and it will ask you whether you have a header in the table. So yeah, we have two headers here, employee and sales in record. So I'll press OK, or there is a shortcut key. So for that, let's select any cell in the table and press Ctrl T and press OK. And there is this new format that is being applied here. You can change the format by going to this table design. Please note that this tab, you won't find it if you click outside the table. You have to click inside the table, and then only you will find this tab in the menu bar. You will find a lot of options of formatting the table. You can make new style for your own table. Okay. Now, one important thing that we all always need to follow is change the name of this particular table. So I'll change it to employee sales. Now remember this name of the table. Okay. Yeah. Now, so let's find out the total sales of this particular table. So I'll type equals to sum and select the first cell, press Ctrl Shift and down. It will take you to the last cell. Okay. Now again press Ctrl backspace. It won't change anything. It will take you back to the functions that you're working in. So I'm working here. So I'll press bracket close, enter. Now what is the difference here? The difference here is, since this is a dynamic table, the function that I'm using, it is not reflecting a particular cell. Unlike earlier, the function, the formula was reflecting to the cell by its identity. For this it is B2, for this is B16. For now, here the sum is working by the name of its column name. So you can see it, first thing is employee sales, the name of the table, this one. So go to employee sales, and then in the employee sales, go to sales in crore column. So this one is the second column, and fetch all the values and then sum it up. Now this is very dynamic. So whatever you change here, let's say I want to remove this, you will get the reflection here. And then let's say if you want to add something here, so let's copy this and paste it here. So you will see that this is also getting reflected. Okay. Now let's start working on some real data sheet here. So let's say we have one table here which consists of country name, product or item type that is being sold here in these different region, order date, and then order ID, shipping date, and unit sold, unit price, and there are some field which are left blank, which we are supposed to find out the value of. Now before going ahead, we have to take care of few of the things. First is the number format. Now if you check the order dates, this is unusual. Okay, this is not a date, so is this one, and this order ID seems also something messy, which include 7EIE. So let's fix this. So we will select the first column or the first cell of this column, order date, Control Shift and then down arrow to select the complete list. We'll go to Home tab and select the format. So the format should be short date or long date, whatever you want. We will do the same thing here also. So select first cell, Control Shift down, go to Home tab, select short date and done. Now let's fix this one also. So two things that you need to take care of. First is check whether the value, the actual value includes any decimal points, 0.00 or point something. Second thing is check whether the width of that particular column is adjusted. So let's expand this, and yes, it is fixed. Okay, let's go ahead with the currency values. Now let's fix this one also. So let's select the first cell, shift right by pressing shift control down, and it will select the complete list. Now we will go to Home tab and select currency, or you can change the number format to currency by selecting the complete list, control right, shift right, control down arrow Control Shift 4. Okay, so rupee is written here and the symbol rupee is coming. So you may find dollar or euro, something different. Don't worry about it. If you want to change, just select the complete list, Control 1, and in the currency area you will find this option of changing the symbol. Now let's apply a border to this table. Okay, let's make it beautiful. So let's select the first cell and drag your cursor down to the bottom. Oh, thank God there is 100 list only. What if there is millions or maybe thousands of data? Will you go and drag? No, that won't look good. Okay, so there is a better option. Let's control home and select any cell in the table. Okay, and press Control A. It will select the complete table, provided that the table doesn't include anything touching from any of the side, as I said earlier. So if it is a table, it will select the complete list just by pressing 2 keys. Okay, now I'll go to Home tab and there is this option called Border and apply the border whatever you want, or Alt HBA. Okay, this will apply the border throughout the table. Now the next thing that we are going to do is find out the value or unit price of all these item types, okay, from this particular table. So we have baby food. Let's find out the unit price, which is 255.28. Let's fetch this value here. So how to find or fetch the value from one table to another table, from one table to another table? For this we will use lookup function, and the lookup function that we are going to use is VLOOKUP. Now let's use VLOOKUP equals to VL tab lookup value. Now this is a tooltip, so this will come in handy whenever you are confused with any function that you are using. So first thing it is asking is lookup value, which is highlighted here. So we want you to find out baby food, comma, from this particular table, comma, and fetch the second column, comma, and I need exact match. I need the match baby food should match with baby food. So this is example of exact match. We will talk about approximate match in the later video. So tab bracket close. So what we have done is, first thing is lookup value, then table array, then column index, and then range lookup. First thing is lookup value is this baby food. Second is table array, from where you are looking for. We are looking for from this table, and column index is the second one because unit price is in the second column, and then false. Enter. Now to apply VLOOKUP in the complete column of this unit price column, we will move our cursor to this particular black spot or the dot spot and double click. And as you may notice, there are a lot of NA error coming in. To fix this, we have to understand what mistake we have done. Let's double click this first cell, and you can see that it is looking for baby food and in this particular area. But in the second one, it is looking for cereal, which is correct, but in the wrong area. The area is moving downwards. So as you go down, this particular area also going down. So that is why it is showing an error. To fix this, we have to freeze this area. So we are supposed to freeze this table area so that it should not move down. It should fix to this area only. Okay. So we will freeze this by pressing F4. Press F4 once only and then enter. You may notice that there are a lot of dollar sign which is being applied to all the alphanumerics before M, before 2, before O, before 13. So it is actually saying that freeze this particular table content from all the sides. Now first is done. Let's go ahead and double click, and as you can see the whole bunch of column is being applied by VLOOKUP, and let's check the value. For example, shift space personal care 81.73. Let's check personal care 81.73, which is correct. Let's check this one also. Household 668. Household is 668 unit price. So it seems correct. Let's again find out the unit cost. So unit cost is this much. So we will use VLOOKUP here also. V equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is this one. So we are looking for baby food again, comma, table array is this particular area, and we will freeze it F4 once, comma, column index is third one. We need this time the third column, and then exact match, bracket close, enter, and then double click. Okay, so meet 168.76 and meet 168.76. This seems correct. Now apply the currency format. So I'll select the first cell, shift right, control shift down, control shift 4. Okay, now there is one mistake that I have done. Unit sold is the number of unit, it should not be in the currency format. So let's change that, selecting the complete column and change it to number and decrease the decimals because this is just a number. So this is unit price, sorry, unit sold. So this much unit is being sold and the price was this much. Okay, so the revenue will be unit sold into unit price. So equals to unit sold multiplied by unit price, enter, and this is the total revenue that is being generated. Now let's drag it down till the end, double click, check whether it is multiplying the same thing. Yes, it is correct. Total cost is unit sold into unit cost equals to unit sold into unit cost, enter, double click, and it is being applied. Now let's find out the profit. Equals to total revenue minus total cost, enter, and then drag it down, and there are some hash coming in again, so let's expand this and done. So we have successfully applied VLOOKUP to find out the value of unit price, unit cost, to find out the total revenue, total cost, and everything. Now one thing that you need to remember is that it is not necessary to have this table in the same sheet. You can put it in a different sheet, or you can put it in a different worksheet altogether. It is not mandatory to have this in the same sheet. Okay, now let's move on to XLOOKUP. So we have the same data sheet here, and so I'll start by typing equals XLOOKUP. Okay, so there are a few parameters that we need to pass. First is lookup value, just like VLOOKUP. The lookup value will be this one, the item type, because we are looking for this value in this table. Okay, so again lookup array. So now second thing that XLOOKUP want is from which array you are looking into. So we are looking in this area, this particular array. Look for baby food and give me the result from this particular array. This is return array. So there are two arrays that we are defining here. First is lookup array and the second is return array, from where the array and the answer should be coming. Okay, now one thing that we forgot to do is freeze it. So let's select the lookup array again, F4 comma return array F4, and there are few values, few parameters that are optional. For example, the one who are coming into the square bracket, if not found, match modes. So there are some default value that it will apply. For the time being, let's close this one. Okay, so this is done. Let's drag it down, and again we will apply XLOOKUP. Lookup value will this. Lookup array is this complete column. F4 to freeze it once, and then lookup return array. Return array will be this one. Again F4 and done. Drag it down. Select any cell. Check everything is perfect. Okay. So now we have found or fetched the value of unit price and unit cost. Let's find out the total revenue. I'll start by typing equals to, we need to multiply total unit sold into the price. This will be the revenue. Okay. Now there are few things that you need to remember. First is, if I have already applied the number format to these two particular columns, then the subsequent calculation of all the columns will include the same format. For example, if I delete this and let's apply number format to these two particular column, Control Shift 4, and then let's multiply unit sold into unit price. You can see the number format is being applied automatically. Earlier it was this, now Control Y, this. So this is one of the benefits that you may find if you apply the number formatting in the first place. Again we will multiply unit sold into unit cost, enter, drag it down. Now we need total profit, revenue minus cost, and then double click. There are some hash coming in. Let's expand this and done. So we have successfully completed the calculation of the complete report using XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. So let's recap what we have learned till now. We learned about Excel tables, normal tables. We also learned about VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and more importantly, we also learned how to handle different kind of mistakes. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Stay tuned for the next video to come, and please share with your friends so that everyone can learn.